everyone could take their seats, we're about to start. So a hush has fallen over the crowd, and I guess that's our cue to start. Good evening and Happy New Year's, everyone. Welcome to 2016. Woo! You may recognize me from my other roles this evening as bridesmaids number 4, or, host and MC for the evening, Krista Treasure.
And I am Greg Deutscher, breaking down the other 25% of this relationship.
Greg doesn't do so well at math, but again, a very warm welcome to everyone who made it here. This is a beautiful evening. Weekend, beautiful ceremony, and everything's just gone perfectly.
It has, Krista. It really has. Unfortunately, you just can't expect perfection, though, which is why you have us for the next few minutes.
Feedback.
But before we get started, we like to set down a couple rules for this evening. If you have a mobile phone, please leave it on. Keep yourselves entertained, because if you're in the far back and you hear no noise in the front, you're not missing anything at all.
And to start off, we're going to give you some of the finer details and points of the evening. We won't have your attention for long, so we'll give it to you at the beginning. First off, there is a host bar. I'm sure many of you have already accompanied the bar, so it's just right back there. Matt and Kaitlin have paid for it, so please do enjoy, but enjoy safely. There are buses that are willing to take you back if you are back in Jasper. They start at 9:30 p.m. and they'll be running until 12:30 in the morning, so if you're able, take the bus. If you plan on staying a little bit later until closing time, you can work with the JPL concierge and they will arrange for accommodations and taxi back until about 2 a.m. So again, let's all ensure that we have a safe evening tonight.
Now, you are all probably wondering how Krista and I were chosen to be Matt's and Kaitlin's MCs for tonight. And to be honest, we were too. But after a quick three-hour lunch meeting, a mere 6.5 months ago, with the bride and groom on the basics of emceeing their wedding, where we're invited to ask any questions of our responsibilities, we were both left baffled on our responsibilities. Yeah, we were. They wanted us to be funny, but not crude. Have they met Krista? Brief and to the point, but detailed. Have they met me? Okay, let's think about this.
You just said brief and to the point.
Yeah, I did say that, yeah.
Okay. I do agree, Greg. Those are not not part of our strong attributes or anything within our capacities, but knowing the personalities of the bride and groom and the studious students that they both are and continue to be, it dawned on us. They recalled the fact that the average audience will listen for a total of 7 minutes, maybe even 7 seconds, unless there's photos, attractive presenters, or, music or something to keep their attention. And, so with that in mind, we both just quietly resigned ourselves to the fact that you've already stopped listening, you have quiet conversation going on at your table, and, there's not much to be said at this point in time since you know where the liquor is. But for the few of you who remain our captive audience, we will keep this brief 30 minutes that they have allotted to us, somewhat enjoyable, hopefully, for you.
Might have skipped a page, because I missed a part there. Yeah, okay, Krista. Okay, I might have missed a page in the whole line of things.
We have 11.
Yeah, mine's bold, and I don't know how I missed it, but it's bold. Okay. Well, to start that, I just have to restate what Krista said earlier. This has been a beautiful wedding, and I expect nothing less from Matt and Kaitlin. I was reminiscing as I was driving up here, and I realized that this wedding truly is something special, especially for me and you. Yeah, it is. We are the reason that everyone is here tonight.
Oh, Greg, I don't know. I'm fairly confident that I'm the reason, the sole reason that you're all here today. Because, after what was an exhaustive search from, 2004 on to find Matt a lady, I finally made a match for Matt back in 2011 when I met Kaitlin. She was a dime. As any great relationship starts, they met at Joey's Eau Claire. And while it may not have been love at first sight, we did a lot of this. Are you into it? I'm fairly confident that, Greg, I was the catalyst of this happy union. And not only the catalyst, but I was the glue that kept this relationship working and bound. Matt, you did not make it easy on me. You were very difficult at first. Text my girl. She's cute. Here's her Facebook photo. And after 4 months, you finally found the courage just after Christmas to send her a message. You wanted a lady around Christmas Day. And you asked her out on a date. To which anyone who knows Kaitlin, she immediately texted me and goes, "Your dude sent me a text message." And the rest, as they say, is history.
Whoa. Let's think about this. You might have set them up, but Matt, who was there every single time you had to take a poop?
Greg, read it.
Mine's the bold. I forgot mine's the bold. Sorry. So who was there every time you had to take a poop in the apartment?
We're still not following you. This one.
Matt, when me, you, and Kaitlin all lived in the apartment, who covered for you every single time you had to take a poop? You stunk the whole place up, buddy. I played Adele quietly and lighted scented candles, just so Kaitlin would not know what you did.
Okay, seriously, Greg? You think that keeps a couple together? I was their personal shoppers for the first 2 years of the relationship. I vetted and vetoed every gift that they bought. Birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas gifts, it did not matter. Like, we were talking slippers, goalie masks, foosball tables, wood-carved desktop organizers, wood-carved porcupine business card holders, bamboo iPad covers. Like, Matt, what is with the wood theme? We don't get it. Good gifts are the foundation of a relationship, and at least if you're married to me, so.
Yeah, gifts. You know what is actually important? Me covering for Matt every single time he screwed up. I realized that Kaitlin and quite a few of you, including Krista, are lawyers, so I brought him a little bit of evidence to prove my point. Text message number 1. It was dated 2012, September 12th, 2013. That's a lie, 2012. The morning after Matt and I took Derek to his stag, Matt decided to make breakfast plans with Kaitlin and her parents. He unfortunately lost his phone that night, which is doubled as his alarm clock. Hi, Greg. This is Kaitlin. Do you know where Matt is, or is he still sleeping? My reply within 5 minutes, yo, K-Dog, it's G. Matt is sleeping, but he's dreaming about you. I'll wake him.
Yeah, okay, Greg, and that's helpful how?
Okay, I realize that most of you are kind of lawyers or, probably go a little bit further than Exhibit 1. So I brought in Exhibit number 2. Text message, December 23rd, 2012. 3:31 a.m. That is late. This is a text message after our Christmas classic party that most of you attend. Hi, Greg. Can you check on Matt later? He seems a little bit drunk, and I want to make sure he's okay. Later, thanks. My reply, don't worry, he's fine. I have scented candles and Adele playing. He's sleeping great, but he has a burnt tongue because he ate hot soup.
Okay. What is with you and the Adele and the scented candles? I don't get it.
Her vocals and lyrics are second to none, and the scented candles just enhance it.
Okay. Okay, Greg, anything else? Love?
Yeah. Exhibit number 3. August 11th, 2013, 12:57 p.m., mid-afternoon. This happens to be the afternoon of your birthday party.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Hi, Greg. Just an FYI, I cleaned the bathroom. But I may have left it a little bit dirty for you. I'm done, though. Feel free to use it anytime you want.
Sorry, Greg, the last one cemented the love how?
You're right. That was just a fond memory I wanted to add in there. That was the first time I ever took a number 2. And Matt's ass beard was not on the toilet seat.
Okay, whoa. We had the 3-hour meeting. This is cardinal rule number 1 that you have broken. No cursing. Okay, 2 more of those and we have to bring up Derek to finish the introduction. Let's agree once and for all, who was the one who cemented the love? Me.
Well, we can both agree that there were other important people here for Matt and Kaitlin.
Agreed. Everyone has traveled a fair distance to make it here tonight in the winter and to celebrate the bride and the groom. We know that Matt and Kaitlin are extremely grateful and thankful that you all took the time to be here to celebrate, and we join Matt and Kaitlin in their enthusiasm in seeing you all here. And in particular, the bride and groom would like to give a special shout out to Matt's aunties and uncles, Caro, Ken, Dorothy, Donna, Phil, and cousin Ryan from Ontario. Just a little wave. Matt's cousin Kurt and his family from Winnipeg. Caitlin's auntie Donna from Saskatoon. Caitlin's cousins from across Canada. Caitlin's best friend from law school, Lindsay, and her husband Sean from Vancouver. Matt's friend from undergrad, Dave, and his wife Caroline from Ottawa. And again, to everyone that's traveled from around Alberta and elsewhere to get to Jasper in the winter, the bride and groom are very excited for you all to be here, and we, celebrate this amazing day with them.
But there is no one else that we're more excited to see than Matthew Kluche. We realize that it's hard to get you out now. You have a second full-time job as an MBA student, majoring in finding useless videos on YouTube and sharing them with us all.
Right. And I think there's a few other important people here that we want to recognize being the bridal party. But first we want to introduce you to a few people that couldn't be here tonight that are important to Matt and Kaitlin. So the first message comes from Uncle Dennis and Roberta. They write, "Best wishes to Matt and Kaitlin on their big day, the start of their life adventure together, and best wishes to all." The next message comes from Auntie Cheryl and Uncle Barry. They write, "Kaitlin and Matt, congratulations on your special day. We wish you the very best." And this is Auntie Cheryl and Uncle Barry's writing. "Just remember a few things. Matt, keep the toilet seat down. Kaitlin, don't squeeze the toothpaste in the middle. And for goodness sakes, neither of you ask, what's for supper during a romantic moment. Voice of experience here. Love you both, Uncle Barry." And lastly, we have Grandpa and Grandma Long, who write, "Kaitlin, we are so happy for you. We wish we could be present with you today, but it is what it is. Matt, welcome to our family. You have won the prize in Kaitlin. Best wishes for a long and happy life together." And so now we'll take a moment to introduce you all to the bridal party that's sitting up here tonight. Can we give a round of applause for the most handsome groomsmen sitting up here? All right, so this is drafted by Matt and I am reading verbatim. First of all, I would like to introduce the best man, Justin Kluche. Justin, wave. Matt's words, Justin. For those of you who don't know, Justin is Matt's much, much, much older brother and his best man. Matthew loves his brother and sister-in-law Laura and completely adores his nephew Ricardo. One of the best memories Matt and Justin share happened 4 years ago when their parents did a trip to New York City with their Auntie Dorothy and Uncle Larry. At the time, Justin was living in Angola, Africa, and they devised a secret plan for each of them to fly out to New York, which was about a 5-hour flight for Matt and about 30 hours for Justin, which was all to the surprise of their parents. Needless to say, it was a huge surprise for their mom and dad, and Rick was especially pleased. And it had an amazing result. Matt is so thankful to have his brother here today, especially since this time around, Justin had to travel from Papua New Guinea to be here. Next up, Derek Moyer. Derek and Matt have known each other since grade 9 when Derek moved to Calgary. They played double bantamweight hockey together and their friendship immediately took off. Although Derek has grown up and wears fancy banker suits now, don't let that fool you. Growing up, Derek wore only the most stylish sweatpants and hoodies, and I can vouch for that, and has luxurious homemade boxer shorts, made by his mom, with his name stitched in them. You can all thank his wife, Krista, for Derek's switch to form-fitting suits and love for all things banana and banker suit fitting. Now, Matt, you put in here a little fun fact about Derek, but unfortunately you gave me the mic, and so I'm not going to read it, but we'll just let that motion stay secret. Needless to say, Matt has always been unbelievably grateful to have such an amazing friend in Derek and is very thankful to have him here today. Next up, we have Michael Van de Zande. Matt and Mike met for the first time when they played on the AA Rangers together in grade 9 and continued to play on teams well into their 20s. More recently, Matt and Kaitlin love to meet up as much as they can with Mike and his wonderful family that includes Maria and their adorable daughter, Juliana. One of Matt's best memories of Mike occurred 2 years ago when they did a guy's trip to California to watch hockey and football games. The best part of the trip was seeing how excited Mike was while being in the crowd of The Price is Right with Drew Carey. Honestly, Matt was going insane, and Matt thought it was awesome. Matt is so pleased to have Mike here today as a groomsman, especially as Mike has had to travel up here with an almost newborn. Give it up for Mike.
Attaboy, Mikey.
And lastly, we have Mr. Deutscher, right behind me. Greg and Matt have been very close friends since they met in their first year of high school. Since then, Matt has always been incredibly grateful for their shared conversations on philosophy, existence, values, and life in general, as Greg is one of the best nicest listeners you'll ever meet. Everyone should know that Greg does have a goofy side that everyone who meets him loves. An interesting fact about Greg, when talking with Matt and Kaitlin, it was revealed one day that he thought deja vu, and chandelabra, an unexplained mashup between candelabra and chandelier, were legitimate words. Matt found this especially hilarious. Today, Matt and Kaitlin are enormously glad to have a close friend with such heart and superior values, and for Greg to be here as one of Matt's groomsmen. They also love Greg's girlfriend, Jess.
I would just like to point out that I just couldn't pronounce those words. And I have the wonderful privilege of introducing the lovely bridesmaids. Let's give it up. This is written by Kaitlin, I'd like to point out. We're starting with the maid of honor, Lindsay Long. Lindsay is Kaitlin's sister and maid of honor. Kaitlin loves to spend time with her husband Kevin, and her son Maddock. Kaitlin was Lindsay's maid of honor at her wedding in Maui, Hawaii, where Kaitlin got to spend time with Grandma Selby. Lindsay has always taken her role as a big sister very seriously. This includes convincing Kaitlin that aliens lived in their parents' basement. Using Kaitlin to practice new makeup looks on? Uh-oh. And attempting to teach Kaitlin how to drive. That's dangerous. Which may be why Kaitlin didn't get her real license till 18. That seems too long. And why Kaitlin is prohibited Matt from making alien-related jokes. Kaitlin wants to thank her big sister for always being there and taking such a big part in the wedding day. Bridesmaid Jill's Kerslake. Kerslake. Jill and Kaitlin have been best friends since their parents moved right next to one another when Jill and Kaitlin were born, and have lived there for 25 years. Unfortunately, they discovered after a few years that they were not twins, despite their mutual love of hot dogs. Scientifically not proven. Jill and Kaitlin still remain close though, even though they each have busy schedules. This includes constant texting or instant messaging across the country when Kaitlin was away at school. They, in fact, may be texting us right now. Someone check those phones, please. Kaitlin is very thankful for Jill's friendship, including the car rides to and from school, the many, many hours watching Clueless and listening to Backstreet Boys, and Jill's willingness to pose in crazy pictures even when she's sick at the zoo. I believe there's a picture out there. I do. Bridesmaid, Jessica Chung.
Kaitlin wrote this.
All right. I forgot the applause. Jessica is Kaitlin's close friend. They've been friends since grade 3, but have known each other since a mutual friend's 7th birthday, where Jessica wondered, who is that boy with the black leather and gold ball hat? Yes, Kaitlin's mom bought her a black leather baseball hat with gold balls. Coincidentally, this is the same year Lindsay stopped going to craft sales with her mom. Crazy. One of the best memories Kaitlin and Jess share is when Kaitlin flew to Vancouver for the 2010 Olympics and stayed with Jess for a whole week. In case no one has noticed tonight, Jess has likely returned to the buffet a few times. This is because this girl can eat. I'm talking turkey legs, blue rare steak, you name it, she'll eat it. Kaitlin is very excited that Jess is now studying food. Interesting, that's cool. So that she can one day taste the new creations Jess will make. Kaitlin would like to thank Jess for being a bridesmaid, for helping her with everything academic, and that Matt and Kaitlin met each other?
Yeah, the reason
Wow.
they wrote this.
You obviously didn't know about her speech then, because you wouldn't have put that, because that hurt my feelings. Being Derek Moore's wife and a good friend to Matt when they were growing up, Krista also worked with Kaitlin as a lawyer and introduced the two of them with the two 4 years ago. Wow. The first time at a very awkward post-work drinks where Krista made them give up a thumbs up or thumbs down whether or not they liked each other. Julius Caesar, please. Whether it's organizing group summer trips, renting oversized sumo suits, or organizing large Christmas gatherings with friends, Krista is the life of the party. And if anyone is screaming Pitbull, we know where to look. It's right here. Both Matt and Kaitlin are extremely thankful for this amazing, intelligent, and hilarious friend of theirs.
Okay, Greg. Now, Ow! So we've been speaking for a bit, and like we said, you've probably lost attention now, but we're going to get you back in. You're going to be engaged again. We're going to talk about the kiss game. This is how you get these two to get up and kiss. We're going to make it a little bit difficult. We're not going to allow you to clink the glasses and make it easy. What we would like is if you would get up, you'll see at center court there, we have a basketball hoop set up, and we would like you to use the most style possible to sink the dunk. And Greg here is going to give us a little bit of a demonstration. What you would expect in order to get the best style points for a makeout session.
It's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance. Do your dance at the Space Jam. All right.
Okay, Greggy, you were just supposed to shoot the ball. You don't have to dance to make them kiss. You just have to sink a shot. All right, so the only thing is we ask that the bride and groom be seated when you go up to sink a shot, so that way they know they have to kiss. And again, style points make for a better makeout session, so please do your best to really get out there and put some style on that toss.